So yeah, I mean, we don't need to have it. You know what? Maybe that's the key. We don't need to have intros. We don't need to announce the episode because everybody that's listening to this shit knows who we are anyways, and nobody gives a rat's ass what number the episode is. So maybe it just becomes a conversation at that point.
Yeah.
It's like it's not so goddamn.
And we could claim we could plead anonymous if like some fucking kid's mom fucking turns it on by accident and she's like, "What the fuck are you listening to?" I'm like, what? I love cursing though. They curse a lot.
I can't wait to eat a butt.
Sex bots.
Yeah, Mom was ass eating me.
Well, that's how you got here, son.
Do you eat ass, Mom?
Wow,
that sounds kind of gross, but
it is gross.
What I was gonna say was, do you guys remember there was a G.I. Joe episode with an alternate universe? You remember that?
He's in a G.I. Joe episode of eating ass.
Yeah, right. Actually, I think what's his name was eating the Baroness's ass there at the end. Who was it? Oh man, I forgot the guy's name. Fucking Tanker or something like that, or Steeler, that's it. Steeler stayed in the other universe with banging the Baroness.
Yeah, the other Baroness. Yeah, and it's a good. He choose wisely. Well, you ever seen that one episode where?
So there was eating ass.
Did you see the one episode where Destro and the Baroness were making out, and the Cobra Commander walked in on him and was pissed off, and Destro was like, "She had something in her eye, Commander."
I think I remember that.
Yeah, sure she did.
She wanted that steel dick.
Wonder if Destro has a steel penis.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he has a big fucking steel crotch piece with a fucking multiple vibrations and.
In my 47 years of life, I've never pondered that.
I'm surprised that you haven't.
No, I have never pondered whether or not Destro had a steel penis.
There was a.
Now you kind of put the thought in my head. Now I'm questioning.
Okay, so what was the whole point of the metal fucking skin head thing, right?
What was the point of it?
Because I came from X-Men, so I always thought he was like a kind of like a Colossus, or type of like all of his skin was like fucking metal type of thing, not like a helmet.
It says here Destro was forced to wear a steel mask for his crimes.
Oh, like the fucking oh my god, I forgot the Musketeers fucking that dude's name. The man in the iron mask.
Yeah.
I forgot what his real name was.
Let me click on this and see what the actual. Oh, here we go. Destro's key characteristic is sense of honor, calm demeanor, love for Cobra, second in command, the Baroness. He wears a mask forged from beryllium steel, a tradition dating back to the Wars of the Three Kingdoms, when an ancestor of his war caught by Cromwell's men in the act of selling weapons to both sides. Forced to wear a steel mask for his crimes, neither side wanted to execute the ancestor because they still wanted the weapons he sold. The Destro clan has since turned it into a symbol of pride. So it's not for any specific reason other than tradition, I guess.
Gotcha. But did he have like metal hands too?
I thought he wore gloves. Didn't he wear gloves?
Were they gloves?
I don't know.
I'm gauntlets.
You know what's funny? We've been looking at Destro for 40 fucking years and still don't know what he looks like, because I couldn't tell you either.
I always thought he was black.
Like a black dude? Yeah. It's the voice. That Barry White voice going on and shit. He's just Scottish or whatever he is, right? Irish, Scottish, something like that.
Definitely not Irish. Or definitely like Scottish either. Fucking Destro fucking talking about the fucking soccer hooligan.
His last name's McCullen.
I know, but it doesn't sound Irish.
Well, yeah, I know, but this Shipwreck didn't sound like a Latino either. So
that blew my mind too.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah. Destro, what do you got on your hands, Destro? He's wearing he does have metal hands, but you don't know if they're gloves or like gauntlets. But he definitely, he's got like metal hands. Yeah. Yep.
How did the metal move? Because there was no joints on it. It wasn't segmented.
Well, that's 80s cartoons, man.
Magic animation.
Yeah. It was like that. What was the Transformers Netflix thing where like they were walking and they're like their the metal bent, like it was organic and shit.
Yeah, the midsection was twisting because the fucking animators are fucking too lazy to model it the right way.
Right.
That was Netflix. It's fucking terrible fucking
Garbage.
shit.
I was just talking to somebody about the Voltron one, man, and how good the Voltron one was.
Oh yeah.
And why Transformers couldn't get that same treatment. And
They were talking about who was just saying about can't remember what it was. They were just talking about how the Castlevania Nocturne just dropped and stuff a couple weeks ago. Yeah. They were saying they want Powerhouse Animations to do a Berserk reboot. So that would be perfect.
Did you get a boner?
Oh my god, yeah. I was like, fuck, yes, please. You need that fucking, I mean, anything besides what the fucking we were left with.
Did you see that? I tagged you in a picture. Did you see that somebody was cosplaying Guts?
No, I didn't see that tag.
Yeah,
Dude, my wife has been spamming the shit out of me so much. I'm sure Levy could fucking attest that he's probably part of that fucking spam too. Fucking, it's so hard to filter out. I'm almost ready to block her because I'm not. All my notifications are like,
you gotta block your old lady on
12 fucking Lorianne posted this, Lorianne posted that, and then because I don't go on Facebook anymore, she'll fucking message it to me all the time if I don't fucking automatically fucking look at it right away. Do you see this? Look at this. I was just like, God damn it. When she came down today, what'd she say to me? Did you see what I posted? I said, you mean all that fucking spam that's been filling up my fucking chat window? I said, no. I sent it to Levy too. Oh, did you? That poor bastard. He probably blocked her, but he just didn't tell her.
The only time I will look at a TikTok or look at it or go look at something I'm tagged in or at least react to it or whatever is if it's somebody that never does it. If somebody messages me out of the blue and was like, yo man, check this out, like I'll check it out. But if it's somebody that just like, bro, Jefferson and Gurman all fucking day. I'm getting TikToks from Jefferson. I'm getting TikToks from Gurman. And then the three of us are in a group chat and they're fucking putting TikToks in there too. And it's just like, what do you guys do all day, man? You know, and they're not the only people that do it. Like I get them left and right from people. And I even said like, you know, I could do one to two things. I could either be a productive member of society, or I could sit here and watch all these fucking TikToks that everybody's sending me. Like, there's no time to do both, you know?
So what do you tagged me something? Did someone do like a cosplay at Comic-Con?
It was I'll go find it on my page while we're bullshitting. But yeah, it was a pretty good one, man. He had a big ass sword and shit. And
was he in the armor or no armor?
No, he was in the armor.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did he have like his head coming out, his eyes light up and shit too, or?
I don't know if the eyes were lighting up. He was swinging the sword around, so I couldn't get within like 8 feet of him to see what the fuck was going on.
That's a 10 foot reach there, Levy, with that sword.
There was a lot of like really like, you know how we joke around about Seekers like being in the Decepticon base, and it's like, well, how did they had to make all the doors extra wide for these assholes because they had wings. There was a lot of people wearing cosplays trying to like, they were walking down the aisle sideways because they had this like, you know, these big ass fucking things on and shit. There was some cool shit, but it was like, holy Christ, man. Like I would just saw
something on Instagram that somebody was like a sentinel. They were fucking like real tall and big on stilts and shit.
Somebody did Death Note, did Ryuk.
Oh, that's cool.
From Death Note. Yeah, that was actually pretty dope.
Did he have like an apple and shit?
He had the apple, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he had the apple. Let's see. Did
you do any cosplay?
Yeah, I'll put him in here in a second so you can laugh at me.
You didn't see his pictures?
Was lipstick involved? No, I didn't see his pictures.
There was no lipstick involved.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Nessa thought I was straight up like gonna do the whole like she wanted me to wear a crop top, and fucking makeup in the whole nine. And like my idea was like, I just want to be a male Mary Jane. Like I just want to wear, I'm going to end up looking like, which I did, looking like I belong in fucking Steel Panther. You know what I mean? Like, but there was no.
I'm sorry. I was fucking checking out this Berserk cosplay, which is fucking awesome. These are really good job on that armor. Holy shit! What did you say you were? You were a male Mary Jane?
Yeah. You didn't see it? You really didn't see it? You said you don't go on Facebook.
No, I didn't look at. You were MJ.
Yep.
How did that fucking turn out?
I was calling myself. I'll grab a picture for you in a second. I was calling myself Marty John Watson, and Marty John Watson.
Did you have the freckles and shit too? Did you wear the fucking Spider-Man heart fucking shirt?
No, I wore a Spider-Man pentagram shirt. Actually, I was really leaning into the '80s metal thing. And I was calling, and she was Petra Parker. Let's see. Oops. I'm looking for that picture, and I'm coming across. Look at this picture, Jed.
Did you get any fucking like snooty fucking looks from like women? Like, he's trying to be a fucking gender swap, or he's an asshole. Only women can do that.
But I did run into a dude that was like a foot shorter than me, dressed as Rogue, that looked like he had like a fucking 16-inch penis. I didn't even notice it until like I put the picture up, and Levy was like, "Bro, it looks like Rogue is packing some heat," and I'm like, "Man, this you really." All right, there's one for you there, and then I'm not going to show you all the pictures, but I will give you the highlights.
Ooh, she looks familiar. Is she like a famous like?
Yeah, she's a porn star. She's a porn star.
Is she? Okay, that's why.
Abigail. That's where Jed knows her from.
Yep.
Levy probably has a pet named after her somewhere. And there is us.
Oh my god. You look like a fucking dink. Jesus Christ.
Let me see if I can find this Ryuk.
Holy shit. What is wrong with? Oh my god.
What? It just wait, what?
You are wearing makeup, liar.
No, I'm not wearing makeup.
How'd your eyes get so black? Is that from?
That's just how they look.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
I gotta find this Ryuk. The Ryuk was.
He reminds me of Axel Lowe from Guilty Gear. Jed.
There was a lot of pretty fucking creative. There was a lot of creative cosplays there. And there was a lot of like mashup cosplays, which I thought was pretty dope. Like I saw a pair of Mandalorians dressed. They were Mario and Luigi Mandalorians, which was pretty dope. Like, shit like that, kind of like mashup type stuff.
You're telling me you have no eyeliner on?
I have no eyeliner on, I promise you. And I'm not even and honestly, I was gonna wear eyeliner because like I always
like you are wearing eyeliner,
but I actually was not. Let's see. And
anybody mistaken you for like Pippi Longstock?
No, they did not. There's the dude dressed as Ryuk.
Oh, that's really well done.
And then day one we were.
Oh, you're the dude from Stranger Things. I can tell by the shirt. What was his name?
Eddie Munson.
That's it.
It's so funny how like people think that that's how I was when I was that age. They could not be further off. And then Vanessa was Raven.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so it was a good time, man. It always is,
Mm-hmm.
But
nice. Did you buy anything there?
I bought a Soundwave bust business card holder because I felt like I needed one for my table when I do the shows. Like his chest opens up and then you like put the business cards in there. Nice. And I also got, this is the shit. Wait till you see this print that I bought, dude. So good. I just have to find the picture.
Like, what's that fighter animation? Is that Billy from?
No, it's Axel. It's Axel Lowe from Guilty Gear. I posted it because his Marty John costume reminds me of him.
This one's pretty good that I'm sending over now.
Nice. I like the inflatable alligator.
Nice. What the fuck's that dude's name? What's that G.I. Joe's name?
Crocmaster.
Crocmaster.
Yeah.
Right.
You could have just took a guess at that, and you might have been right.
I was going with Gator or something. I was like, that's not it.
Gator, man. Gator.
Gator.
All right, so
Gator.
I didn't buy this big canvas version that I'm sending over. I bought an 11x17 print of this, but I just thought this was so fucking creative. So it's for the people listening at home. It's an Attack on Titan print, and it's the Attack Titan, Female Titan, and the Armor Titan, and they're making pizza, and the topping on the pizza is like people, which I thought was dope. And then the counter, I didn't even notice it when I bought it until I got it home. There's the counter has, when the pieces of the stone fall away from the wall, and that Colossal Titan's in there, they actually have that in the counter. And there's a picture of Levi on the wall, like in his cleaning gear and shit. And yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I thought that was fucking awesome.
Titan sleeping at the fire.
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool.
Nessa bought more shit than me, but she's not on the show, so we don't really gotta talk about it. But she bought a lot of shit, man. She's buying all this shit, and I'm looking at her like, yeah, them couple of detox that are gonna make it to the rest of your life without getting filled. That's not looking so hot now, is it? Oh, so then this is gross. So you know how I am with bugs, right?
Oh yeah, you love them.
I love them. So we booked the hotel for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then leaving on Sunday. So Thursday after work, we went up and we were in the hotel room Thursday night, and I'm watching the Phillies Braves game. And I went into the bathroom. I go to the bathroom, and then I go to wash my hands, and then I go to pull a hand towel out, and they were rolled up like a cinnamon roll, like stuck in this one spot there above the sink. And I pulled one of them out, and a little roach came walking out from underneath it. And I'm like, and I'm looking at my watch, like it's 9:00 Thursday night, and we have 3 more days. And I just seen this fucking roach, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna act like I didn't see it, and I'm not gonna let this motherfucker ruin
denial.
My entire vacation. I went straight into denial mode. So I didn't say nothing to Nessa. I didn't say anything. I just acted like I didn't see it, and I went back to the fucking Phillies game. And then we so we slept, and who knows how many of them crawled on us while we were sleeping. But we went to the
back in the bathroom, wash your hands. The fucking other roach handed you the fucking towel. Here you go.
So
Mike's apartment.
We went to the show. We went to the con on Friday, and then we came back to the room. And I was going back and forth with Nate for some reason, and he goes. And last time we went to the con, we stayed at the hotel 2 nights, and then we stayed at Nate's house because he's like 15 minutes from where we stayed. So we're like, yeah, man, we'll stay at Nate's at night and go hang out with him for a little. And so he thought we were doing the same thing this year. So he goes, am I making a room up for you guys? And I was like, nah. I said, we're staying through till Sunday. We're good. I got off the phone with Nate. I go back up to the room. We killed like 6 or 7 roaches in a row. Like every time we fucking killed one, another one came running out from somewhere else. And I'm like, I can't fucking do it, man. I can't. I'm not going to get a fucking wink of sleep. So I hit Nate back and I said, hey, is that offer still on the table? And I told him what happened. He's like, yo, pack his shit. He's like, because we were going to try to make it till morning and then head to the con and then go to Nate's. And I'm like, I can't fucking do it. So we ended up staying at Nate's Friday night. And that was, and then Saturday we went to the con and then we just went home instead of staying anywhere. But yeah, it was pretty gross, man. And then I got this is funny. I get the email like after the weekend is over, and it was like, that complimentary, like, hey, how was your stay at the Wyndham Holiday Inn or whatever? So I'm like, yeah. So I gave it a 1 out of 10, and then it asked me to elaborate, and it had a subject line, and then it had a body where you put text. So I put the subject line. It said roaches, right? And then I went to click in the body, and it said my description had to be at least 200 characters. So I typed out roaches, which is 7 letters, and then I copied it, and then I just kept pasting it 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. And I just kept going and just one roaches after another until it got to 200. And then once I crossed over the 200 character threshold, I fucking set it off. Oh man, it was so disgusting. I mean, you know,
I had that happen to me once. We got our money back. Fuck that. No, thank you. Because if you see them, they usually say that means there's 45,000 in the walls that you don't see.
Yeah,
because there's not enough room for them. That's why you see them.
Yeah, we and then Robin, our buddy Robin, stayed at the same hotel, and we told him about it, and then he went back and he said he killed one or two of them in his room too, and it's like it's just fucking disgusting,
no,
man. Yeah,
no way.
So that's the last time. So next time we go, we're gonna have to stay somewhere else.
Then it makes me feel weird because then you're like, oh, you got your suitcase or whatever, your bag, and you're like, who's fucking hitching a ride home? And now you got fucking roaches in your house because you fucking brought them home with you. Ugh, no thanks.
Now we did our best to every single article of clothing, got checked before it got thrown in the bag, and then the second we got home, everything went right into the wash machine. And then not to be weird or anything like that, but Friday night after the show, we went home and we did it, and I may or may not have recorded a little bit of it, and then we were on our way home, and I look over at Nessa and I go, how does it make you feel that we made porn in a room full of fucking roaches?
That's par for the course, right?
Par for the fucking course, man. But that was the only bad experience we had. We ate at some decent restaurants, and not as decent as the one that you dragged us to at that TFCon at one time.
Oh my god!
But
I still feel bad about that.
It's a story. We got a story. You know what? I look at it as we got a story out of it. If we would have just went to McDonald's.
Last time I was there was a steakhouse. That's all it was. It's just fucking steak.
Yeah.
Not fucking hors d'oeuvres and fucking shit like that.
I was ready to turn into that broad from the Wendy's commercial when they brought that plate. Where's the beef lady? Where the fuck is the rest of the fucking food, man? Holy shit!
I remember Levy was in this glory though. That's one thing that was entertaining about that whole experience. He's like, "Oh, chocolate souffle. Let's have some souffle." Haven't had chocolate souffle in a dog's age. Blah 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 blah. Pardon me. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
Oh shit! But yeah, that was
a shit take.
Shit take. I still see that when I still hear your voice in my head every time I see that word. They did a bit with shit takes on Impractical Jokers. I don't know if you ever watched that shit or not, but they were
I never watched it.
There was
I know of it, but
shit takes. But yeah, man, fun weekend. Outside of the roaches, it was cool, and I'm glad we got to get the Nates anyways. Because it's he was just down for the party and stuff, so I saw him. But how those parties are, you hang with everybody for a little bit, but you don't really get to hang with everybody,
right?
As much as you want. And by the way, thanks for coming, both of you guys.
Oh
yeah,
no problem.
Yeah,
you should have seen.
Annie gave me COVID or some shit.
yeah. Well, you sound a lot better than.
Well, I was in close proximity to Annie, and I didn't get COVID. I think it was Bishop, man.
Oh, you think Annie? Does Annie have COVID?
No, I don't think she did.
Oh, you're just looking to blame her.
I'm blaming her. Yeah, Mulder. I was talking to Mulder mostly, but with more than anybody. So
yeah. I don't know. You're spending a lot of time there with Bishop by yourself.
That's true. I mean, were you guys jealous? Because I talk to you guys all the fucking time, so I haven't.
No, I wasn't jealous. I'm just saying that, you were over there. I didn't really talk much to Chris, and you come home with COVID, and I didn't. So I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
I think it was Phil.
No disrespect to Chris. It
was Phil.
But it was Phil.
Came over. He coughed on me. Yeah.
He brought that fucking Maryland COVID up with him.
Yeah.
It was COVID crabs.
It was weird because I thought it was just a flu, or I thought it was just from being really cold, and I was driving home, I had got some coffee so I could warm up and stuff like that. I thought maybe I was getting fucking pneumonia or some shit. Yeah. And it was I thought, it was just a flu, and then I didn't have a fever or nothing like that, and I had the weirdest fucking hallucinating dreams and shit. It's fucking crazy, like confusing stuff. It's like trying to untangle a ring. It was really weird. I can
relate to that.
Yeah, it was like odd, but it was
Of course, my delusions were fueled by raging fever of 103, 104 degrees. So
it was like fever dreams, but with chills and stuff like that. But I didn't have a fever. It was really weird. So, but yeah, then like I said, then my daughter got it. Then they checked her out and they said, "Oh, she has it and she has COVID." I was like, "Oh fuck! Well, I guess that's what I got." Because she has the same exact symptoms as I did. So, but yeah, man, that was weird. Fucking finding out how the whole ex-fiance's brother was like your mortal enemy and Levy's fucking. It was just weird that how it was all intertwined.
It ties Levy being sort of black all together.
It does. It was really weird. I was like, what?
I can tell you what Levy said to me, man. He comes up to me around 7:00, and we were going to start the movies at 7:30. So, him and Bree were going to say a couple words like before we got started. And he came up to me around 7:00, and he's like, yeah, man, about me, like, giving my speech and stuff like that. Like, when am I still doing that? Or like, when's that happening? Like, I could tell he was asking for a reason. And I'm like, yeah, I said 7:30. We're going to do the movies at 7:30. So you guys, will, you can do it right before we start the movies and shit like that. And he was basically like, and I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, can we get this show on the road? Because I'm trying to get baked out of my fucking mind. So I was trying to talk him into getting baked out of his mind first, and then giving the speech, but he wasn't having that shit.
After you gave the speech, I walked over to him, I patted him on the shoulder, and I said, "That was a good speech, Levy. Fag."
I know. Like, what popped into my head when he goes. You said, yeah, years ago, Mike wanted to start a podcast, and now years later is like me and Mike, and where's Jed out there? And I'm like thinking to myself, Jed don't want anybody looking at him. Like he's annoyed right now that you even brought his name up.
It's like, woo.
No, that was a fun night though.
That's good.
Yeah, it was a good time.
What version of Army of Darkness did you wind up watching?
Army of Darkness. Which version? Yeah, you just go which version of Army of Darkness. Oh, we watched Army of Darkness. Cut. It was the director's cut.
I don't know. I think I'm kind of partial to just the regular cut.
Yeah, me too. I actually like the theatrical cut better. Yeah. I like the ending better in that one.
The one where he goes back to the store and it's the happy ending one, not the one where he ends up fucking
in the future.
Mm-hmm. Although, so I'm kind of hoping at some point, and I don't know when or whatever, but like, I know Bruce Campbell says he retired from the Ash role, but I feel like when he gets old, they need to dust him off and they need to pick up where that story left off. I just feel like that needs to happen.
Well, wasn't that the whole series, the TV series? Was like basically that, but not post-apocalyptic type, because the end of that TV series ended with him like in the future, post-apocalyptic with his car or some shit like that, I think.
I thought that series completely ignored Army of Darkness.
No, I mean like the end of that series ended with him in the post-apocalyptic world as well.
It may have. I never made it through season 3. Some fan
really?
I am. Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Sorry, Levy, we're boring you.
No,
so,
just
I did actually dig up a pretty interesting topic to talk about. And it's not even that it's going to take us that long. I just think it's something that you guys might find interesting. And I told Levy about this already, but I'll tell you about it, Jed. Okay. So Inhumanoids. Remember Inhumanoids? Inhumanoids.
Yeah. Fight the evil within.
I was watching this like documentary type thing on YouTube about Inhumanoids. So remember how dark that fucking cartoon was?
Was it Toy Galaxy or Secret Galaxy?
Wait, what?
The channel that you watched on was it Secret Galaxy or Toy Galaxy?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I think it might have been.
Okay.
Some Galaxy
with Dan Larson,
the dude with the beard.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That narrows it down.
So the dude with the beard.
But
it was definitely. I remember seeing a Galaxy. I think something Galaxy. But So what happened? So that cartoon was like super dark, like extra dark compared to a lot of the shit that we were watching back then. So what happened was Inhumanoids, the toy came out. Remember Inhumanoids and Robotics and Gem, and there might have been one other cartoon. They were on that like where they each got 8 minutes, and that's how they like kind of like tested out, you know, how these cartoons were going to do. And at the end of that run, Inhumanoids had like 5 out of the 13 episodes in the bag. So they would have had 8 more episodes to do after that. They put the toy out because obviously, as we all know, that back in, you know, the cartoons were all just toy commercials and shit like that.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that was on Sunday. That was a Sunday cartoon. That was with like Bigfoot and muscle machines and shit too. Super Sunday. Cool. So they put the toys out and they sold extremely well, the Inhumanoids toys, but Transformers and G.I. Joe were selling at such a fucking incredible rate that even though the Inhumanoids toys were selling well, it didn't look that good compared to the Transformers and G.I. Joe. Yeah. So they ended up canceling the toy series or the toys and shit. And since they no longer had toys to advertise, they had already signed on for those other 8 episodes. So basically the writers and everybody involved with the show were then able to make the show completely like hands off from the studios and from anybody else. That they just basically said, go do whatever the fuck you want to do. And that's why that series ended up being as dark as it was, because the writers just went nuts because they no longer had to do whatever it is they had to do to sell toys pretty much at that point. Cool. Which I found pretty interesting. So it stopped being a toy commercial and started being like some fucking weird science fiction horror show, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's
and
cool.
It actually did, like, it did go episode to episode, like, you know, all the other, I mean, Transformers, G.I. Joe, pretty much every other cartoon that we watched back then was more or less like episode by episode, and every once in a while you had a 2-parter or a 3-parter or whatever. But for the most part, they were all like standalone episodes and shit. But the Inhumanoids actually did like follow an actual overarching storyline, which was pretty dope. But yeah, and there was a lot of popular like voice actors that were in that cartoon, like the guy that did Sideswipe, and Duke. Michael Bell, I think was his name. He was one of the good guys. Shipwreck, the guy that did Shipwreck was in there. There was a bunch of them, a bunch of the, you know, voice actors that were in a lot of the cartoons that we watched. Obviously Chris Latta.
Obviously. But no one else could fucking do that voice.
But I just like, and I saw that, and it's like, it struck a chord with me, because I do remember seeing that as a kid, and it was like, for a cartoon, it was like a fucking horrifying cartoon, man, you know?
Yes.
It was that one, the decomposed, touched the girl, was Nancy, was that her name or whatever? And she like grew into this big undead fucking behemoth, and it's like, man, you have a fucking 8-year-old watching that shit. It was like some terrifying shit. I mean, I don't know, pretty wild. So there you go, Inhumanoids. That's why it was dark.
Do you know, I wanted to go back and I saw just randomly on one of the Instagram, oh my god, what are they called? Instagram, whatever, fucking videos.
Reels.
Reel, thank you. Instagram Reel. They had the opening for Thundar, the Barbarian.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to go back and watch that. I haven't watched that since I was a kid. I'm like, I got to go back and like find the episodes and watch that. And then I was reading about it, and I was like, I didn't know like Jack Kirby was involved in all that. Like he was like part of the whole production crew and everything back in the day with Thundar the Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just like with the whole, you know, production of it and the music of it, and I was like, sounds fucking awesome. There's like, I don't really remember any stories, like plot lines of any of the shows. I just remember the characters, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta go back and like check that out. But yeah, he was like, he worked on the whole design and stuff like that. And I was like, that's kind of fucking interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gave me you know what's another one too, like that made me go back and like watch an episode of it was, do you guys remember the War of the Worlds TV show?
Yep.
That came on in like
my dad used to watch that all the time.
Was it late 80s or 90s? I think late 80s.
I remember Colonel Iron Horse.
Yeah, he was due from Predator.
Punch or not Punch. Punch. That's fucking chips.
Eric Estrada was in Predator.
But yeah. And Adrian Paul was in like the later seasons, right?
Yeah. Well, there was only 2 seasons.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's supposed to pick up right after the movie from the 1950s movie. Mm-hmm. And then, but yeah, like, because that was like one of those weird things when you were watching as a kid, like Saturday morning or whatever, it was on for an hour. And that's one of those like back in the day, like we were talking about multiverse and stuff, but they did like this thing back in the day. They always would go like 1 season or something like that, or like a series of books or something. And then they would fucking like get rid of the whole creation, fucking writers, crew, everybody that was involved with it. And then everything would turn to shit, like in that story. Like it would just get really dark. Like there was like the 3 guys. There was this black dude in a wheelchair. There was a fucking Blackstone or Henry or something like that. He was like a scientist. There was the woman who was a doctor with her kid. And then there was fucking Iron Horse or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the 2nd season, episode 1, they fucking murdered like 2 of them. Yeah. Right? Fucking shot the dude in the wheelchair. Fucking it was like and everything, like it was like there was chaos in the streets and people are, oh my god, a woman died in front of me, what's going on? It's like the whole world just turned to trash. It was like complete and utter chaos. And like there was a lot of fucking stories and series that did that shit. And I was like, I remember like fucking seeing that when I was a fucking kid and like going, holy fuck, they just killed off fucking so and so, or they killed so and so. And I'm like, oh man. But yeah, just I think it was like, and Jim Henson was another one. People will deny it, but that motherfucker had a dark streak in him. I mean, just look at like Labyrinth and Dark Crystal.
Yeah,
hell yeah, man.
When fucking like in Dark Crystal, when they would take those little dudes and just like suck the fucking life force out of them.
Yeah,
and you watch their faces shrivel up like a raisin.
And then they fucking drank it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a dark streak in him. So, but with some of his shit, but like it was like this really weird thing. Like in the 80s and like early 90s, there's like these really fucking dark shows, or like shows would just turn fucking really dark. So I don't know.
Speaking of Muppets, have you guys, either of you, watched Gen V yet?
No, not yet. No. I've been waiting for the all the episodes so I can binge it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, they just released episode 6 yesterday. Yeah, I actually, what was it, on Wednesday, I pretty much binge watched the first 5 episodes. Like, I started at like, I want to say like 7 o'clock at night, and then freaking just went until it was done. And yeah, it's fucking great show.
That's a boys spinoff?
Yeah. But it's basically Soups in college. So, but yeah, but with a boys twist to it, you know. So, but it's really, really good.
I watched that Scavenger's Reign. The story in it's really good too, besides the animation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I watched The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. That was actually pretty good too. I was surprised.
I'm so over Walking Dead.
Yeah. Well, there's these little spin-offs. There's only like 6 episodes or something like that, or so it's like kind of, you can digest it and it's decent. I watched that Twisted Metal. Did you guys watch that at all?
No.
Nope.
That was okay.
I thought it looked dumb.
It was well, I mean, it's fucking based off the video game, so yeah, it was kind of dumb. But it was all right. What was the other one that I just caught up with too? That was watch all of Castlevania. That was good.
I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in on Castlevania. Yeah, I almost said Transylvania. Castlevania. Yeah. Yeah, man. That shit kills it, man. So far.
What's the other? There's something else. I caught up on Wheel of Time. There's something else that I watched. I'm trying to looking down through here, like all the shit that I been trying to catch up on like these older shows that have been like a year old that I haven't watched yet. Oh, I just downloaded one called Bodies. You guys hear about that one?
No.
Apparently, it's like it spans over like three or four different generations. These police officers from from our time in the future and like back in the 1800s find the same exact body in like an alleyway, and like they're all somehow connected in like this weird parallel thing. It sounded really interesting. I was like, oh, I'll check that out.
What was that one that you put in the chat earlier today?
The one I put in the chat earlier today.
You said you watched it.
That was the one I just mentioned, the Scavenger's Reign.
That's right. Yeah, I might have to check that out, man. I thought that animation looked really good.
I like how they're doing it. They're dropping 3 episodes every week.
But that's a series, Mike. I mean,
it's like 20 minutes each one. So it's like an hour. It's like an hour watch once a week. You know.
Well, yeah, we're watching American Horror Story too. Like we just started watching that shit too. The latest season of that. It's been pretty good so far.
The Fall of the House of Usher. I watched that. That's fantastic. I 100% recommend that.
Did you watch Midnight Club?
I haven't watched it yet. It's not. I put it on my list of things to watch after we talked about it.
I started watching it and I just couldn't get into that one.
You said the Haunting of Bly Manor is good.
Yeah, Haunting of Bly Manor is good. No, Haunting of Hill House is better.
Yeah, that one I saw.
You did see Haunting Hill House, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Bly Manor is good. Bly Manor is really good.
Mike, are you the one that was saying that you didn't like any of those? Was that you?
I tried watching the second one. The first one was decent. The second one I just couldn't get into because it was which one came first?
Hill House.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. But yeah, just the Bly Manor one, I don't know, man. I just couldn't get into it.
What were you saying before, Levy?
Well, I was talking about Gen V.
No, I mean, like, why couldn't you get into the
Midnight Club? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why.
Is anybody else breaking up for anybody else, or is it just me?
No,
we're good.
Everything's clear in mind.
I have quality internet now, so it's no longer me.
Am I breaking up?
It's no longer internet from space. No, you're not.
I'm not. All right. Well, as long as I'm not, then it's all right. I mean, it's not terrible. It's just, it sounded like,
Are you using wireless earbuds or something? You like a...
No, I'm all plugged in and shit like that. I was just the signal because I did try to refresh a web page and it was telling me that I was offline there for a second. So, but if I sound okay to you guys, then it's okay.
You sound fine,
dude.
I recently rewatched It Chapter 2, and I think I found a new appreciation for that film.
I thought the second one was good.
On first watch? I didn't like. I mean, I went into it really hyped for it because I love It Chapter 1. It Chapter 1 is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. So I went into It Chapter 2 just like in high spirits, totally hyped for it, and I walked out disappointed, like very disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the ending. I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the way they killed Pennywise because essentially they pretty much just roasted him to death. They just had harsh words for him. And it just was really silly. So yeah, it and I don't know. And I think because of that, it soured the whole movie for me in retrospect. But I just recently rewatched it again. I did find a new appreciation for it. Knowing that I'm not happy with the ending, I was able to go back and enjoy the rest of the film. And the rest of the film is actually really scary. It's got some really great moments, and it's still got the great characters. I mean, I think the strongest thing about both of those movies is the casting. Especially matching up the adult actors with the kid actors. I think they did a fantastic job with that.
Yeah, they did. They killed it there, man.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
But yeah, no, I actually do have a greater appreciation for the movie. I still don't like the ending. I think it's silly. I think it's kind of dumb. But yeah. So because I never watched it again after I saw it in theater.
Yeah.
So I've seen the first movie, many times, but never watched the second one again.
Oh, Mike, I found my new favorite anime of all time.
Oh Christ!
It's called Voltage Fighter Kaiser.
Wait, what voltage?
That's a mouthful.
Those chicks are in it. That's why. So
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it's. Yeah.
How do they fight with those things?
I would like to see them fight each other.
there's 3 episodes. I haven't watched them yet, but I was just like going through real quick, and I was like, oh, this is my new favorite anime. I must watch this.
Yeah, I'm sure it's. What was that one? I seen that one anime with that everybody was watching a year or two ago with like it was like about these gods and goddesses, and the one goddess had these like watermelon sized titties. They were so big, like 2 dudes had like a dude had to walk on either side of her and hold the titty for her. You ever seen that one?
Yeah, I seen that clip.
Was it Ragnarok or some shit like that? Was that what it was called?
I don't know, but I remember seeing that clip.
Yeah. So, not that we're necessarily doing toy news anymore, but did you guys see that fucking 4-foot Metroplex?
Yeah.
I did.
What was it?
You want $1,500 for that thing?
Oh, 1,500, right? I thought.
Yeah. I mean, it's 4 feet tall, so yeah.
It is 4 feet tall. Yeah. Yeah. It looks really cool. And the funny thing is like, a lot of people have a misconception that it's just a upscaled Generations Metroplex. And if you really look at it, you could see that that's like what the base is. Like that's what they used to start out, but they really like remolded the shit out of it to the point where it actually looks good. Because really, you look at that Generations Metroplex, it's okay. It's silly looking a little bit, like proportion wise, and but that one looks. I think that one looks good. And honestly, I don't know that this Like Toys one is ever gonna happen. And
I thought that was like a in the bag thing. They were just making molds for that and ready to go. No, I
haven't heard a peep about that shit in probably 9-10 months at this point, probably close to a year. It's been a long time.
Weren't they taking pre-order money?
I don't think so. And the only reason I say that is because he said he was going to approach all the people that had bought shit off him before to offer him up as pre-orders for those people first. And I never got any kind of, and I was following that shit because I was really interested in it. And I did order something off of them. So yeah, I mean, they did talk about it, but I don't ever remember them actually taking any. And this one came out and I seen people like, oh, well, I'm just going to wait for, like Fans Toys will do one, they're doing the Fort Max, so they'll do a Metroplex. And it's like, bro, how long you planning on living? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. You like me and Nate always say, you take the vitamins and exercise and to be around to get any toy you want. But like, they announced that Fort Max, 3 years ago or 4 years ago, maybe.
Did the head ever come out?
Oh, the head came out. Yeah, the head's out.
Come out. Okay.
Yeah, and it looks good. It's a nice figure, but and it's nice enough that even if they don't ever go through with the Fort Max, like the Cerebros on his own is a really cool looking figure, and he scales nicely with the other like headmasters that are out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards getting this thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards getting it. Yeah. Because I'm like, you know what? First of all, I'm sponsored, so I get a discount, which is going to take a nice chunk off the top. But then too, like, I'm going to be able to supplement the payments by selling my Metroplex, the Generations Metroplex. And I went online I went on eBay and looked at the sold listings, and like they're still going for $300-$400.
Wow.
And I have the upgrade kits, like the DNA, like the the movable hands and the ankle rocker upgrades and all that other shit that came with it and stuff like that. I'll be able to recoup a bunch of that and hopefully get it under $1,000. But I'm like, and it sounds ridiculous. Like I started thinking like about how much money that is, like how many hours do I got to work to pay for that? And I think about it and I'm like, man, what a dumb fucking thing to do. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with this money? Like, I got my bills paid. I got some
buy more AMC stock.
I got some money in the bank. Like I just don't like.
That was low.
I'm sorry. What am I gonna do with it? It's just I don't know.
Give it to charity.
Yeah, I'd rather buy a giant Metroplex with
it. That's true.
Did you guys see this female Bumblebee toy from?
It's stupid. It really is stupid.
Well, show. I haven't seen it.
Oh, actually, before we move on to that, I meant to ask you a question about that Metroplex. Who's making that?
That's the Lewin Resources that made that big ass, that super upscaled MP10 Optimus Prime a while back.
Okay.
You know, that was another thing too. You know, I'm not arguing with a dude, but I was debating with this one dude. You know, he's talking about like Fans Toys. It's like, bro, Fans Toys sometimes will make a mini bot that sucks. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you want to pay that kind of, you want to wait for them to make a fucking, like, they didn't even do this combiner yet. Like, you don't even know if they can make a big bot yet. Like, the biggest bot they made was at Jetfire, and it's decent. It's pretty good, but like,
Omega Supreme.
Omega Supreme. Well, yeah, but look at him though. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's a wobbly fuck too. Like, not that it's a terrible figure, but he's scary, you know, like, and now you're going to do something twice that size. I don't know. The Lewin Optimus Prime, from everybody I know that actually like got that thing, they said it was pretty good, you know? So like, I at least have a little bit of confidence in them doing something of that size. I think that Optimus Prime was like 30 inches tall.
I was going to ask you that because I've been out of touch with everything. So Fans Toys didn't do anything with I thought they announced something like they were going to do it with the combiner stuff that they were missing out.
They did. Yeah. This fucking Menasor is going to end up being like a $1,200 fucking Menasor.
Man, I told you that they were going to fuck everybody over at the end.
They did.
Like that.
They released, the price for Dead End was like, or no, wait, no. They didn't even do that yet. No, they didn't do the Menasor. They did the Superion. So the last two, the second last one, and I don't know if it's Slingshot. I know Slingshot's one of them. I can't remember who was left. Fireflight, maybe. Whatever. There's two of them. Mm-hmm. So Aerial Bot number 4 is going to be $200.
Wow.
For a Limbot. You know, like, I paid $180 for Motormaster. Yeah, the Dinobots for $200. So it's like, so the $200 for this fucking Limbot, and then they're gonna do the final one is gonna come with the combiner parts and shit. That also does like the flight. The combiner parts turns into like a flight stand, turns into like a fucking base mode. So it at least has like a little bit of versatility. But the last piece is gonna be $400. So these last two aerial bots are gonna cost you fucking $600.
Wow. And
it's like, this thing better be so good, because like, you look at the Zeta shit, like, you can go and get a Zeta combiner, like a Superion or a Bruticus at this point for like $450-$500 for the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're paying $600. Dude, these dudes, they better crush this combiner, whatever one comes out first. And it looks like it's going to be Superion, because if they don't, nobody's going to trust them again. You know,
was that did they give you a justification for like the price, or is it just the averaging of what their shit's going for nowadays?
They didn't really come out and try to justify it one way or another. And I heard like, you know, I've been kind of paying attention to like some of the commentary and shit like that. But people think that the price hike is because they fucked up. Is because look how long it's taken them to put this out. So they think that like a lot of research and development money went up in smoke because whatever they were trying to do in the first place wasn't working for these combiners. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's all just.
I know I'm not completing it.
That's. I mean, like, if you fuck up like that and you're hiking prices, like, you better, like you said, have a fucking super solid fucking thing at the end. You know, because if they charge you extra for that and it still doesn't like hold its weight right, now you just got a fucking 600-pound paperweight at that point.
Yeah,
man, that sucks. Wow.
And then I'm like, I don't even really know what I want to do, because the DX9 is re-releasing their Menasor as a set for like, man, what was the price on that shit?
Well, DX9 was a little bit more expensive than the extra. Wait, who is the really cheap ones in the beginning? Was it X Transbots?
No, that was X Transbots. The first one was like $40.
Yeah.
Here we go. TF's source. Oh man, I just tried to. Here we go. They're doing a pre-order for their Menasor for $450. Bought a whole fucking thing.
Cool.
And yeah, it's tough not to. I'm kind of thinking about it, but I'm already like 3 pieces into this Fans Toys Menasor. But I just remember, and I don't know why this sticks out in my head, but I remember, Dust from ROC. I remember him really being into this fucking Menasor, and I was joking around with JD. I was like, Dust might have sold me on his Menasor because Dust don't fucking like anything. You know what I mean? And he loved the shit out of that combiner, so it must be fucking awesome. And it's like, it's $450. So like, what, man, Fans Toys, they're fucking pisses me off, man, because I really do like their shit, 8 out of 10 times. But
hey,
man,
the other thing I was going to ask you about Fans Toys is that, did you see, I think Bishop posted this. Did you see like that, the Jetfire KO of the Fans Toys thing?
I did not.
Yeah, some company, I don't know the name of it. They KO'd the Fans Toys Skyfire, not Jetfire, Skyfire.
Okay.
And I didn't know if you heard about it or not, because usually you have the finger on the pulse when it comes to like stuff like that.
Yeah, I usually do. I know they KO'd the MP, and I think they KO'd the MP, and then they also somebody KO'd the Siege Skyfire, but they upscaled them to be like Phoenix size, MP size. But I didn't realize that.
Maybe that's what I saw. Maybe I thought I saw it was a Fans Toys because it looked really big.
Yeah, they upscaled it to the same size.
Okay.
So that could be possibly what you saw.
I'll have to look.
But then again, I could be out of the loop on that too, because a lot of times with the KO game, like I don't like, the only time I really give any credence to KO shit is if it's something that, like the Yes model did the cone heads, and they did them like the old MP11s, like it was a different mold, you know what I mean? It was or like when something's upgraded, or if it's something that just doesn't exist. Like I don't think they did the MP44 in Shatterglass, and I saw that they had a Shatterglass MP44 KO, so I bought that because it just
I just remember there being some company like about a year ago, they said they were going to start KOing Fans Toys, and I was like, oh, maybe that was one of them.
Yeah, I remember seeing the reflector. Somebody was going to KO those, and I think there was something else by Quake Blast. Like if you go back and you look at do you remember Cloud9 Quake Blast? It was the Shockwave. Mm-hmm. That was basically a Fans Toys KO. Like it wasn't. Mm-hmm.
It was remolded.
It was a slightly remolded, but it was like basically like all the engineering and everything was exactly the same. So they're not immune to that shit. You know what I mean? If somebody can make money off it, they KO it.
So what was the sorry, Levy, what was the Fans Toys Scott, was it Phoenix?
Phoenix, yes.
Phoenix. Continue, Levy. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I want to go back to that collection space Little B. It's this female Bumblebee. I sent a link into the Facebook chat, Jed, if you want to take a look at it.
What's that?
Okay. Yeah.
I see it.
So it's a female Bumblebee. Okay. So I don't really give a shit about, a female Bumblebee or anything, but I bring this up because this is something that I think that's been eating at me. And I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I feel like Transformer engineering is getting lazy.
This thing is a VW bug shell that just sits on top of a robot.
You look at this thing, that figure just folds up into a lump, and you put that car, unfold the panels, and turn it basically into a cardboard box that you put around this thing.
Yeah. This reminds me of the RC and all the different variants that came out. This isn't the same, different company.
But at least that RC still had parts of the vehicle that incorporated into the robot. This, you can tell, aside from the wheels and the back of the legs, there is no part of the vehicle mode on this robot body.
At all, at all.
Well, they kind of did that too. I mean, like there was like the whole top shell hood and everything was detachable. You could just pull it right off.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's one thing. I wonder if it's based on the same type of mold.
But weren't the legs like? Didn't the legs actually become like the rear fenders and the sides at least? Like it's still incorporated somewhat into the vehicle mode.
It's been so long since I looked at that or transformed it. I don't even know.
Here's the thing with making a female transformer. The problem is that when they try to make it too human for all like the versions that like need it to have nice titties and ass, you know what I mean? Like,
and
because
those baby birth and hips.
Yeah, Fans Hobby did that Minerva mold, and it's a female transformer, and it looks at least a little feminine, like when you got it in robot mode, but it still is the entire car transforms into the entire robot, you know. But now they're trying to make them look like little like supermodels or some shit, and it's like
they're too humanoid, you know? And you're right. The female robots are real bad for this, but I've seen it happen with masculine robots too. And they don't look like dudes in big bulky armor anymore, like classic, Transformers do. They just look like people with a cod piece and like a chest piece, but the limbs and everything like that, they're very slender. They're very humanly shaped. Even the forearms and the lower legs, where typically on like classically designed Transformers, you would see like bigger, bulkier parts to kind of signify leg greaves and bracers and things like that, But and like a lot of modern transforming figures, that you see a lot of the fake parts, like fake windshields and fake hoods and stuff, as opposed to trying to incorporate the actual vehicle part into the robot body. And I understand, trying to do that and get more humanoid proportions is difficult, but I've seen some people pull it off. I've seen some figures pull it off, but like this is just egregious to me. There's no engineering to this whatsoever.
So I just posted pictures of the Myeah See in there. Like the back there, like all those pieces there, those all come off. All that stuff. That's like the front and stuff like that. And that shield there, that's just the other back part of the car. Yeah. So if you look at the transformed, like, Shell Master, whatever you want to fucking call it, it is basically just a rolled up, So
I mean, you can see the legs actually do form the rear fenders and the side there, but that's about it. You're absolutely right. So
the Big Firebird Myeah See, the picture that you put in her, Jed, it's just like, it's so funny, like how that's marketed. Like they knew what their target audience is. Like the figure in the front, but then the background is just, it's not even the whole figure. It's just the titties and the midsection and a little bit of ass showing, and then the logo. The logo itself. The logo itself is a pair of titties. It's like cleavage,
or an ass,
or an ass for that matter.
That is the box cover. That's how it came, just like that.
It's unbelievable, man. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, why not? Right?
Yeah, why not?
They had no shame.
No,
Yeah. No, I don't know. I feel like sometimes the engineering just looks a bit lazy.
I got that one too. I got the Mocha one for 2 when they came out.
I like the color scheme. Color scheme looks really nice. I actually am a big fan of like black and pink color scheme. I think that looks nice.
All I see is fucking Blanco Tetas Grande. That's when I look at that picture.
And they even put through the rabbit ears on that one, so that you can, robot rabbit ears.
So so she could be one of them cosplay bitches when you're dreaming about fucking.
There we go. Yep, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
who else is gonna buy the female Bumblebee? That's what I'm saying. It's like, that is. I swear it looks like the same mold.
There's a lot of people from our circle that like, well, not from our circle, but like, that I see in like groups that we would typically frequent. And it's like they Jason said this to me a long time ago. Transformers fans will always spend money on stupid shit that they don't need. And he said it kind of like half tongue in cheek, because we all do it, but that kind of shit, I don't know. I just feel like at the end of the day, when people look back at their collections, they're going to look at half of it and go, why did I get any of this shit? You know what I mean? Like, do you need a female Bumblebee? Like, I don't know.
Did you see the wheel on the front wheel of that? It's like not even a wheel. It's just a fucking
it's just
cover.
Yeah.
Oh no, those wheels they fold in half, and that's what's on the back of the legs.
They don't roll like a champ, I bet.
No, they do. You can actually see where it roll because you can see the joint where it rolls, but it's just designed to fold in half.
Yeah. Ooh, Phillies tied it up. Good deal.
My son said to me, he's like, "Do you know who's on the bye this week?" And I was like, "No, no." I'm like, he like knows all these like details and shit, and I'm like, "What week is it?" He's like, "It's week 7." I'm like, "Already? Week 7."
Wait, what's week 7?
NFL.
Oh yeah, it's flying by. I'm gonna tell you something, man. The Eagles are gonna get smoked this week.
Yeah, you think so?
By the Dolphins. Yeah, they're gonna get smoked. They got so many people out on defense, and they're going up against the fucking number 1 offense in the league. I mean, they put up 70 points a couple of weeks ago against whoever the hell they did against the Broncos, and it's like, you know, the Eagles got so many people hurt. Like, they got guys a little bit better than me playing, you know, cornerback. You know what I mean? And they're going to cover Tyreek Hill and Waddle. You know, it's going to be. I'm praying that the Phillies kill it, because I don't think there's going to be much to talk about with the Eagles this week. And for looking at a fucking beatdown, but it's all right.
Jed, did I tell you that I got that MDLX Megatron?
Oh, did you get that shit?
Yeah,
and I got mine too.
Buying Transformers.
Did you get the Rodimus Prime that dropped?
It is in my stash. It is currently in my stash. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I told you, I went and bought all of the MDLX Transformer figures except for the repaint stuff, like the Omega, or not Omega, the Ultra Magnus.
Yeah.
So
now, what made you do that?
I watched a review on the Optimus Prime, and I'm like, wow, that's actually really nice. So I was like, you went and
you got all of them.
Yep. Yeah, I did, and no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. These figures are awesome.
The Megatron's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Painted really nice.
Speaking of regrets, I was cursing you, Jed, like jokingly, but I went into Ollie's over the weekend on Sunday. We were doing some running around, and they stopped in Ollie's or whatever, and they have Marvel Legends over there, and I bought just about all of them. Like, yeah,
all the shit ones. Oh man,
no, there was some decent ones over there. There was like, they had the High Evolutionary. They had.
Oh, okay.
And they had, who the fuck else did I buy? I did buy a couple of no-name characters and a couple of
Squirrel
Spider-Man
Girl.
characters. Streak.
Squirrel Girl.
No, I didn't buy Squirrel Girl. They had who was Despair? Do you remember him? He was a Doctor Strange character, I think. Who the fuck all did I get? Look, I've got like 5 or 6 of them. Oh, I got Sleepwalker. You remember Sleepwalker? Like a green alien looking motherfucker.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
he came out around the same time like Darkhawk did. And I read that when I was younger and shit like that. So I'm like, yeah. And they were like $9, $7 for some of them, $9. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm just going to grab these motherfuckers, man. I got those. Trying to think of who the hell else I got. But they were
I'm
all
on my phone. My computer rebooted again.
That's all right. Yeah.
See, I saw like the shit that I saw there was like, they had like all that fucking X-Men Apocalypse fucking figures for like $4.
Yeah, those I didn't get. I didn't get that. I got like
and all the not Inhumans, the oh my god, Eternals, all the Eternals.
I didn't.
Trash.
The movie ones, I didn't get any of that shit either. They did have, and you know what? I was 2 characters away from buying it too. They had the Fantastic Four shit there. That was the High Evolutionary was in that run, but they had Invisible Woman and the Human Torch. Or no, yeah, Invisible Woman and Human Torch. I'm like, man, if they would have had the fucking Thing and Mr. Fantastic, I probably would have grabbed them too. And they were cheap. They were like $7 each. Nessa got a movie Baroness for $5. I went up and I'm like, are you interested in the movie Baroness? And she goes, not particularly. And I'm like, what if it was $5? And she's like, yeah, I'll take it. the Lisa Loeb Baroness.
I picked up an Emperor of Star Wars Black Emperor there for like $5 or whatever.
Yeah,
just for the fuck of it.
When they're that cheap, it's like, you know what? I don't necessarily need this character, but it's cool.
Right.
Oh man, I wish I remembered who the hell else I grabbed, but I can't.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
I don't know if I showed you this, but I picked up this figure, this Blade Master Wang from Fury Toys.
Look at that thing.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what game is that from? What game is that from?
No, it's
game, right?
not from. No, it's not from a game. It's they just came up with this on their own. They're the same company that did that alligator dude that was supposed to look a lot like Leatherhead.
Oh, like Leatherhead. Yeah.
So it came out, and I also picked up their werewolf figure too, Veteran William.
Yeah, those are pretty cool, man. You know what, Jed? I saw also at look at that Megatron. That Megatron's cool too. I saw a bunch of the NECA. You know what? I think I'm gonna take the plunge on that NECA Mirage Turtles stuff, man. Oh, we lost him again.
Great. Talk about him now that I'm knowing, being none the wiser. Oh crap, he's back.
Shit. Can't get rid of me that fucking easy.
I was actually just talking to you too when you dropped out, but I was just saying,
sorry.
like,
I'm switching over. Got my computer back up.
Contemplating the NECA Mirage Turtle stuff.
Got that at RetroCon. Picked up the 4-pack of the turtles.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting, because like, dude, they had everybody, man. They had they had like the Casey Jones and that the time mistress, whatever the fuck her name was. Can't remember her name off the top of my head, but
the fucking things the pointy needles sticking out the sides of her ears and shit.
Fugitoid they got, and they got Krang, and they got the weird shredders from that one story, like where there was the little shredder and then there was the multiple arm shredder, and like they had and they're coming out with the Triceraton and all this other shit, and I'm like, you know what, man? Because I've been like trying to figure out like where, like, the only problem with that is that I kind of have like, even though they were in the cartoon, I still kind of want a Bebop and a Rocksteady, and they're not going to do a Bebop and a Rocksteady for that series because it was like strictly comic books. But whatever. I do dig what they're doing. I haven't like made up my mind yet, but I'm leaning towards it because that's one franchise that I don't have anything from that I would like to have represented. They did
the Mousers too. I have a whole bunch of Mousers. Yeah, they're really nice too. The whole, if you're down with that whole look with the red bandanas for everybody type of thing, it's really
I'm all right
cool.
with it. Yeah. So do you like the comic book lines that are on it, or do you think that's gimmicky? And after you look at it long enough, it kind of like you just wish they wouldn't have it. Do you like it?
No, I like it. Yeah. Yep. No, I dig that. Kind of like someone took a Gundam marker or whatever and highlighted the outline around it and stuff like that, but didn't go full cell shading or anything like that. So no, they're kind of cool. I like it.
Peter Laird was there, by the way. At the con. Yep,
that's cool. Yeah. Is he the one that carries around the fucking like the original scripts or little doodles of like the Ninja Turtle ideas?
No idea. No, I just we kind of like passed by and I just snapped a picture and kept walking. You had to keep moving, unless you had a 4-day pass, you weren't spending time doing shit. You were just kind of, we spent the whole Saturday or the whole Friday just like going through the dealer room, and it was just walking up and down the aisles and making mental notes like, all right, that looks like there's some decent shit there. I'm going to come back, and then on Saturday when we went back, that's when we like really, all right, this spot here has some promise. I'm going to actually go in here and like look. I mean, you had to. Yes, it was a lot of fucking a lot of ground to cover. So we really didn't. We wandered through Artist Alley, but didn't really spend too much time anywhere in one spot. But there was some old heads there, man. Fucking Art Adams was there. Yeah, there was some old heads there, man. Rob Liefeld was there.
Have you looked at Art Adams like recent like work?
Nah.
Oh man, I remember his stuff like back from like when he did X-Men, or like annuals or whatever, annual covers and stuff like that. Man, some of his like latest stuff, it's like really good. Like he evolved like to a even better artist than what he is.
Who's that?
Art Adams.
Oh yeah, no, I always liked his work.
Yeah, same.
No, it's like some of the newer. It's definitely, what's the word I'm looking for? It's up a notch from what it was from before. What's his name was there too, wasn't he?
Rob Liefeld?
Yeah, Rob Liefeld. No, not Art. Oh my god, the really, really, really good dude. Didn't he have like a whole gallery there?
Alex Ross?
Alex Ross, thank you.
He did. Yes, he did. Yes.
I remember I saw pictures on his Instagram how he had this whole big, huge like gallery set up there.
Yep.
I did not know that Art Adams did that iconic poster of Wolverine. Huh.
Which one?
Here, this one. I used to have that poster actually on my wall when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, that one.
Did not know that was Art Adams.
Oh yeah. Yep. Shit.
I got getting the mail today. Can't remember the character's name. It was have you played the Dark Souls games, Levy?
No, I was never very good at those. I played some Souls-like games, but never really played Dark Souls.
Demon Souls, I think it is. I think yeah. That's the one.
Oh, you know what? I did buy the Demon Souls remake for PS5, and that was just a waste of money for me.
This dude I got, it's I don't know if he has a name. It's just a fluted armor from Demon Souls. It's really fucking awesome.
Excuse me. Sorry. Couldn't reach the mute button fast enough.
Comes with a bunch of cool shit.
And who makes that?
Figma.
Figma? Okay.
Yeah. They just dropped that. They got Chainsaw Man, Mike.
Oh, he said he was going to be right back.
Oh. I got this cool digital microscope too, Levy.
Yeah.
It's like a USB microscope. You plug it in and, fucking comes with a little stand and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
I was going through my dad's coin collection and just using that to like look at all the dates and everything that was and all the the condition of them, everything.
Did you see this post in Worst of All Possible Multiverses, Jed?
I saw that in our chat. Josh Lawrence posted that in our chat, or somebody did.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, is that real?
I would think so, because Rob Liefeld's that full of himself. Jim does not draw a better Wolverine. At best, equal. You guys are who bend the knee at everything Jim does are blinded by your childhood nostalgia. No, we're we look at Jim Lee's stuff and realize, hey, he can draw feet, dickhead, and he can actually make his like people look like real people.
Yeah,
or at least have realistic comic book human proportions.
That statement right there is just a dumb statement, because bend the knee at everything Jim does are blinded by your childhood nostalgia. No, that's because back when we were reading them comic books and when we were kids, we just recognized good artwork when we saw it. You know what I mean?
I mean, at least Jim Lee draws his Wolverine with actual human musculature and like anatomy. I mean, look at Rob Liefeld. He just like makes up muscles.
Yeah, yeah, he does. Yeah,
look at these. What is this? And like he doesn't have any symmetry here with the lats. The one on his left side looks like it comes all the way down. It basically looks like it's hanging from his armpit, and it's just like a flap of skin.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
Yep.
I've been catching up on my comics, right? And the one a couple of weeks ago, I accidentally stumbled upon the fact that Marvel gave Liefeld another series again to fucking write and draw, and I saw the cover and I was like, oh man, I'm like, this is terrible.
This is why this guy's got the ego that he does, is because they still keep giving him work.
He made a female Shatterstar.
Oh fuck him.
And and
why?
It's bad. Like his art's like
batter blood.
It's batter. His art is batter.
And it follows the typical Liefeld naming convention. It's got to have blood in it, in the name somewhere.
Yeah. So he couldn't even use Shatterstar. He's like had to reboot him as a chick. Here, check this out. Check out this panel, Lev. You like this one? I have no kind of jump.
Oh Jesus!
That is.
What's this background? It's just like nondescript gray.
Yeah. AI.
Where's his? Yeah.
Like is that same old
Liefeld?
In that second panel, is that Deadpool's ass or his arm,
think so.
back?
I can't. Well, no, I think it's just his. I think it's just his lower legs and an arm. There's there's nothing else to him there. He's just his legs and an arm. It's like everything else got cut off, or like maybe those are the legs that the Juggernaut ripped off in the second movie, and they just took on a life of their own.
Do you know you're right, Levy? I've been looking through all these panels so far. I still have not seen a background that I could understand what it is. It's all gray.
I mean, look at the cover. Look at the cover. There's nothing going on here. It's just Deadpool in the front and then just like a bunch of characters' faces.
Oh, here's one with boxes. That's a good one. Oh, Arcade is a chick too, by the way. You made Arcade a chick.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, whatever to sell comic books.
My favorite, I chuckled when I saw that. I was like, how he's equal to Jim Lee.
Yeah, I don't understand how that man. Well, actually, I do understand how that man has that ego, that kind of ego. But yeah.
There's all the acid
not everything that Jim
got to his head.
Yeah, but not everything that Jim Lee draws is gold. But I don't think there's ever been a Jim Lee drawing that I've ever seen that I just looked at and was like, that's utter shit.
Right.
I can't say the same for Rob Liefeld. In fact, I say that about Rob Liefeld a lot.
All right, let's look this up. All right, here we go. Let's see. The worst Jim Lee drawing. Let me see if I can find it. The worst Jim Lee drawing is probably 5,000 times better than fucking Rob Liefeld ever.
And I've seen a lot of Jim Lee's older stuff, like when he was first starting out, and it's not great.
Yeah.
It's very simple. That's not bad though. That's just a very stylistic. Because that's how he was, and that's also just I think like a sketch that he did for somebody too.
I think this is Jim Lee. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's Jim Lee. Yeah, that's Deathblow.
This one, I don't know if that's Liefeld or if it is Jim Lee.
Oh no, that's totally Jim Lee. That's totally Jim Lee because Jim Lee was doing, because that's from after the Onslaught thing where all the Avengers and everybody went into that pocket universe. Heroes Reborn, right? And I believe Jim Lee was doing Iron Man, and then Liefeld was doing Avengers. Jim Lee was also doing Fantastic Four. But yeah, I mean that's over-designed. Clearly, it's over-designed.
Still better than Liefeld.
Oh, of course it is, because I mean it still has a decent anatomy to it. I mean, there's way too much going on here. It's way too busy.
I love a robot suit with a 6-pack.
Yeah. And I like how the legs are just made up of these coiled cables.
Yeah.
But and what are these things on his back? What are these things? Are these smokestacks? Are these what are these? Because they're not wings, because they got thickness to them. They look like tubes.
There's smoke coming out of them.
Yeah.
Exhaust.
Yeah.
Exhaust.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but this suit is way over designed, but it's still 100 times better than anything Rob Liefeld's ever done.
That drawing that you put in there, Jed, that particular character, that sketchy one, there was, I think he did a book in that style, not as sketchy as that, but Deathblow wasn't the whole book like that? Yeah,
it was an experimental style for him. He did the very high contrast. It was all it was like a Frank Miller. Yeah, it was very black and white or grayscale.
Yeah,
tones and shit like that. So I liked the art style for that. I mean, I didn't really think the book was anything special, but I don't think Deathblow is anything special. I mean, he's just a fucking dude with a bunch of guns and shit. But
tell you what, the man can draw Batman. This is fantastic artwork. And if you're Rob Liefeld and you're sitting there looking at that and you go, man.
Oh, bring up a Rob Liefeld Batman. Let's see what that looks like.
Ooh.
Let's get some Liefeld pictures in here for comparison.
Batman. Hold on. Is that Rob Liefeld?
It looks just like everything else he fucking does.
What's that?
Hold on here. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Look at that. You can always tell it's a Liefeld drawing because of the way he draws gritted teeth and the 65 teeth in that he thinks people have in their mouths.
Right.
The chest is all flat and shit.
A dentist is not.
Yeah. Like how there's no wrist. It just goes from forearm to hand.
Yeah.
And his fists are just like rectangular blocks.
They get better and better as I keep looking.
What is that? What is that? Come on, man. He even put his name on that. That's just a bunch of fucking. That's just a bunch of fucking lines. You know, like that took him like 2 seconds to fucking draw, and then he fucking put his name on that shit.
Look at that drawing. It's just a bunch of fucking lines. Look at it.
Yeah. No, but it's just like it's such low effort here.
Next time I gotta like describe somebody's artwork, like
it's just a bunch of lines.
A bunch of fucking lines, man.
You fucking
like,
tracer.
how wide is his mouth? How wide is Batman's mouth here? Come on. It's like stretching across the entire bottom of his lower face.
I never seen anybody sign a doodle before. I'll tell you that much.
You ready? All right, I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it home, Mike.
All right, go ahead.
Right, ready? This is gonna send Levy over the top. There it is. Life of Superman.
Fucking God. Now there's the trademark flat chest.
Yeah.
Like absolutely no depth to it whatsoever. I mean, this one's actually not that bad.
Look at this. I've missed it. I missed it.
It's typical. No wrists.
Part of a twofer. There you go.
Man. The Superman one's funny because all the birds, it looks like he drew the same bird over and over again. Them couple of birds that are in there.
It's the same pose.
The same bird.
Yeah.
Look, it's the same pose.
Yeah. It's the same fucking bird. And they all have their wings outstretched all at the same time.
And you know what? I don't see feet. The birds don't have no fucking feet. They don't.
I don't know. Looking at this picture of him, Superman and Batman, I think maybe you just stick with hiding the feet.
Yeah.
Like he can't draw like this Superman here. The wrists aren't bad per se.
The forearms are as big as his biceps. They're huge.
Yeah. It's just it's bad.
Well, boys, it's 10:23. And I think I'm going to get going soon.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
But it was a fun episode tonight. It really was.
It's nice to
just saying that. It was
get
nice
back together again after, what was it, been 2 months?
Yeah. We're going to see us all in December.
Right.
Oh, by the way, speaking of December, I not to blow anything up on the episode, but I contacted the artists about the Blackout and Shout piece that I was trying to get done, and I said, this Christmas is just as good as last Christmas. So hopefully by the time this Christmas rolls around, we'll finally have our podcast commemorated in artwork.
Is that why he was drinking so much today?
Winter is coming. Yeah. Because I hit him up, you know, and he said he did tell me, man, I felt bad about that, you know, and I said, well, listen, I was like, you know, and this is 6 months, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I was like, how about this Christmas? I said, no, this is no joke. I said, I still want it. So I was like, I'm telling you 7 months in advance. I'm like, when Christmas rolls around, I still want to get it. And he's like, he told me he's going to work on it. So we'll see what happens.
Jed, I forgot to mention to you before we go. Spider-Man 2 came out today.
Did you?
PS5. No, I didn't, because I'm still playing Baldur's Gate. all of my gaming time for the last 2 months has been exclusively Baldur's Gate. So I missed out on Starfield, Armored Core 6, fucking Mortal Kombat. You know,
they have places you can go and people you can talk to for things like that.
I don't have a problem, Jed. Okay.
Denial.
Yeah, I'm like, I must have put in like 200 hours in this game already, and I still haven't beaten it yet. That's an exaggeration. I don't think I put in 200 hours, or maybe I did with all the different characters I've made up.
100. It's only 199 hours.
That's a lot of gaming, and I'm not kind of talking no shit because I spend time doing stuff that doesn't mean anything too, you know. But holy shit, that's a lot of gaming hours.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not really 200, but like the thing is, like, I keep making new campaigns to make new characters, and I start playing those, and so I never actually finished the one that I'm, the primary playthrough that I'm trying to actually play through the story and shit. So I'm always going and making new characters and shit.
As a comparison, altogether, the whole 8 seasons of Game of Thrones would take 70 hours and 14 minutes to watch.
Oh, I've blown past that.
Yeah, you've probably done that twice over, lapped it, right?
Yeah. Well, because my first campaign I had to delete because it got bugged out, and there's there's just the bugs were just too numerous and too annoying. So I was like 60 hours into that campaign. So I fucking deleted that and started over. Now I'm about 45 hours into my new primary campaign, and then I got like 8 hours in an alternate campaign where I'm playing as a Circle of Spores druid, and then I got another one that I just started. I played about maybe 4 hours of that where I created a necromancer wizard. But I don't have a problem.
See what this says.
Baldur's Gate 3 may very well be the greatest game that has ever existed. I said it.
How to tell if they are addicted. Levy, there's help is available. I'll give you the phone number. Confidential and free.
Every spare gaming moment I have has been put into that game for the last 2 months. I've even bought the game twice. I bought it on my PC and I bought it on my PS5. Well, what's great about that is like I can cross save, so I can like play on my PC and then go upstairs or play on my PC, save it, turn it off, go upstairs and just continue from that save on my PlayStation. Fucking great.
They may be shocked, discouraged, or may even raise their voice. Others might respond more supportively as they expected the problem existed. Either way, the omission will prove necessary. So you do admit that you have a problem, correct?
I have no, I do not have a problem. I do not have a problem, Jed.
Are you ready to make a change, Levy?
Yeah, I'm ready to make a change. I'm out ready to make a new character.
Are you afraid of having experiencing withdrawal symptoms from Baldur's Gate 3?
Well, I'd like for this episode to finish so I can get back to my Baldur's Gate.
Yes, I'm with you. Hey boys, I'm going to watch the Phillies take over the world. I'll talk to you guys real soon.
All right, man.
All right,
good hanging with you.
Give the final saying, man.
Enough's enough. We're out.
Yeah.
I almost forgot.
Let me know that number. I'm gonna send you that number.
Fuck you, Jen.
1-800-GET-HELP.